This is Good Taste Brekky with Chloe this morning on Juice 107.3. The Arias is about to kick off in Sydney on the 27th of November, and joining me this morning is a gentleman who's no stranger to procuring a few of those. In fact, he is one half of the Australian dance music duo Madison Avenue. Andy Van, good morning.
I'm very good, very good. Good to be on the airwaves with you.
It's good to have you. Now, you are celebrating quite a significant milestone with Madison Avenue with your single Don't Call Me Baby. Tell me about it.
20 years ago, it makes me feel a little old, but 20 years ago we released it and went obviously quite successful around the world. Number one in UK, number two in Australia, unfortunately. We never got that number one spot, and a million sales around the world. We're super stoked at the initial release, and now we've come back 20 years later with a little bit of an anniversary edition. So we've got some new remixes on board, and getting a bit of love.
Excellent. And now, how has the dance music scene changed in the last 20 years, Andy? Would you say here in Australia?
It's difficult to say because I don't actually think it. Well, in some ways it has changed in regards to the way people consume music. It's now obviously Spotify and Apple Music, but still, people are listening to music in the same way. Nightclubs are pretty much the same thing. Maybe videos aren't quite as important as they used to be. But I still think people are loving music, and I think Australian music is still as great as ever, obviously with Tones and I doing so well in the UK at the moment, in Australia. So I think there's still great Australian talent out there. So I don't think it's changed that much, really. You
mentioned Tones and I believe she has got the most nominations this year at the Arias.
Yes, absolutely. And, deserved of that because she's a great talent and she's got some great songs on the album. So good to see.
And speaking of the Arias, it looks like there's some pretty serious players coming to perform this year.
It's amazing because, maybe some of your listeners may not know, but I run a record label called Vicious Recordings. So we did, Peking Duck, the Pop Bellies, Road Traders, lots of big artists along the way. And we've always been a massive supporter of Australian music, particularly Australian dance music. I'm stoked to see that that's happening and that Australia is continually being seen as a global player.
Well, there's rumours that Halsey is performing as well as Khalid, and some great news with Human Nature being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, and good on them. They've been around for a good many years, maybe as many years as me.
Oh, that's awesome. And look, Guy Sebastian is hosting this year, but you are one of the presenters. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, good. I'm, I don't mind being thrown in the deep end. I'm always, either DJing to thousands of people or talking to people on radio or doing things on video shows and things like that. So it doesn't bother me, and I'm quite excited to be back there again. And I hear Dua Lipa's there, so I may have to hand her a business card and say, let's work together.
Yeah, I reckon. You've also worked with Avicii.
Yes, we were. I was the previous artist of mine was called Vandalism, an electro sort of dance artist, and we were touring in Europe. We did a gig in Stockholm, and the manager booked us, and he basically said, this is my new artist, Tim. He's started this brand called Avicii, and would you be interested in signing it to your record label, and which is Vicious Recordings, and we did sign it, and we did his first 8 releases. So we were part of the Avicii story.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you on the big screen. It will be broadcast on Channel 9 on the 27th of November. It's happening at the Star Casino. So we look forward to seeing you up there, Andy, and we might just play a bit of Don't Call Me Baby right now. What do you reckon?
Fantastic. Thanks so much. I'm happy to be on the airways with you.